was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Eeyore! He only had 3 legs. He was a wonky donkey. I was walking down the road and I saw a donkey. Eeyore! He only had 3 legs and 1 eye, and he was a winky, wonky donkey.
Giraffes can't dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe. His neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully bandy and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots of trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad.
Hello everyone, I hope that you're keeping well. Today I'm going to read you the story called Greenpeace by Simon James. Dear Greenpeace, I love whales very much and I think I saw one in my pond today. Please send me some information on whales as I think it might be her. Love, Emily. Dear Emily, here are some details about whales. I don't think you'll find it was a whale you saw because whales don't live in ponds but in salt water. Yours sincerely, Greenpeace. Dear Greenpeace, I'm now putting salt into the pond every day before school and last night I saw my whale smile. I think he's feeling better. Do you think he might be lost? Love, Emily. Dear Emily, please don't put any more salt in the pond. I'm sure your parents won't be pleased. I'm afraid there can't be a whale in your pond because whales don't get lost. They always know where they are in the ocean. Yours sincerely, Greenpeace.
Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in a wood. One of them was a little wee bear, and one was a medium-sized bear, and the other was a great big bear. They each had a bowl for their porridge, a little bowl for the little wee bear, a medium-sized bowl for the medium-sized bear, and a great bowl for the great big bear. And they had each a chair to sit in, a little chair for the little wee bear, a middle-sized chair for the middle-sized bear, and a great chair for the great big bear. And they had each a bed to sleep in, a little bed for the little wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle-sized bear, and a great bed for the great big bear. One day, after they had made the porridge for their breakfast and poured it in their porridge bowls, they walked out into the wood while the porridge was cooling down, that they might not burn their mouths with beginning too soon, for they were polite, well brought up bears. And while they were away, a little girl called Goldilocks, who lived at the other side of the wood, had been sent on an errand by her mother, passed by the house and looked in at the window. And then she peeped in at the keyhole, for she was not at all a well-brought-up little girl. Then, seeing nobody in the house, she lifted the latch. The door was not fastened because the bears were good bears, who did nobody any harm, and never suspected anybody would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went in, and well pleased was she when she saw the porridge on the table. If she had been a well-brought-up little girl, she would have waited till the bears came home, and then perhaps they would have asked her to breakfast, for there were good bears, a little rough or so, as the manner of bears is, but all that very good-natured and hospitable. But she was an impudent, rude little girl, and so she set about helping herself. First she tasted the porridge of the great big bear, and that was too hot for her. Next she tasted the porridge of the middle-sized bear, but that was too cold for her. And then she went to the porridge of the little wee bear and tasted it, and it was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right. And she liked it so well that she ate it all up, every bit. Then Goldilocks, who was tired, for she had been catching butterflies instead of running on her errand, sat down in the chair of the great big bear, but that was too hard for her. And then she sat down in the chair of the middle-sized bear, and that was too soft to her. But then she sat down in the chair of the little wee bear, and that was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. So she seated herself in it, and there she sat till the bottom of the chair came out, and down she came plump upon the ground, and that made her very cross, for she was a bad-tempered little girl. Now, being determined to rest, Goldilocks went upstairs into the bedchamber in which the three bears slept. And first she lay down upon the bed of the great big bear, but that was too high at the head for her. And next she lay down upon the bed of the middle-sized bear, and that was too high at the foot for her. And then she lay down upon the bed of the little wee bear, and that was neither too high at the head nor at the foot, but just right. So she covered herself up comfortably and lay there till she fell asleep, like that. By this time the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough for them to eat properly, so they came home to breakfast. Now, carelessly, Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great big bear standing in his porridge. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the great big bear in his great rough gruff voice. Then the middle-sized bear looked at his porridge and saw the spoon was standing in it too. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the middle-sized bear in his middle-sized voice. Then the little wee bear looked at his, and there was the spoon in the porridge bowl, for the porridge was all gone. "Somebody has been at my porridge and has finished it all up," said the little wee bear in his little wee voice. Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up the little wee bear's breakfast, began to look about them. Oh, now the careless Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great big bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," said the great big bear in his great rough gruff voice. And the careless Goldilocks had squatted down the soft cushion. Let me just turn the light back on, because otherwise I won't be able to see. Where did I get to?